All right, what's up? We're back. It's another episode of movie news, and we got a lot to talk about. First of which, Keke Palmer is going to be in Jordan Peele's new horror film. Nick, are you excited for this? Are you excited that Jordan Peele's doing another horror film? Keke Palmer being cast as the lead. What are your thoughts?
Jordan Peele has become like the new Christopher Nolan, where like you can slap his name on it, and like everyone I know who like even wasn't even into film showed up to us, and that was just because of like Get Out hype and like Jordan Peele. It was like a Jordan Peele project, so excited for anything he puts out. Very um like Nolan, like very secretive about it, but I'm always excited to see what he does. As for Keke Palmer, I've only really seen her in Hustlers, and I enjoyed her in there. I enjoyed her in there. I think um, I don't know. I mean, he took Daniel Kaluuya, who's a relatively unknown actor, and got a Academy Award nominated performance out of him. He did what should have been nominated performance out of Lupita and Us. So, and I think he'll do the same with Keke Palmer here. She was really memorable in Hustler. So I think it's going to be an interesting setup whenever this movie comes out.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's really just Jordan Peele that I'm writing on. Um, I hope after this film, if he wants to do horror, like keep doing horror, but I'd love to see him explore different genres as well. Um, Keke Palmer, I'm kind of in the same boat of you. I haven't really seen her in anything, so I guess he sees something in her that fits this role. So I'm kind of ready to roll with it. But moving on, we have Jesse Plemons to star in the as the new lead in Flower Moon. I can't remember
Yeah,
the full title, if that's the full title.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon, which I think previously was going to star Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think the no, I think DiCaprio's still in. I think DiCaprio's still starring. He just like I think from what I've read, him and Scorsese like weren't 100% on the creative direction DiCaprio wanted versus what Scorsese wanted. So Scorsese like they pushed DiCaprio to like a supporting role, and then
Right,
they casted Plemons instead. So
right. What are your thoughts on Jesse Plemons getting the main role? I know we saw him recently in Judas and the Black Messiah, but what do you
yeah,
think?
I'm really excited because I think Jesse Plemons is actually one of those like I think Jesse Plemons is like really underrated as an actor. I loved him in Breaking Bad. I'm thinking of ending things. He did really good for like the small supporting role he had in Judas. So the idea of him playing off him under the direction of Martin Scorsese is exciting, and the idea of that along with him acting against De Niro and DiCaprio, I think is going to be. I think it's going to be a really powerhouse group together. I'm really excited for that. This is a huge project. Like I know we've had discussions like how it's like all over the place financially wise, but I think it's still I'm still really excited for this project, and I think it's going to be definitely a great chance for Plemons to like kind of break out because so far he's been like kind of like on the weird peripheral of like just like choice projects and like indie projects, and I think this will be a great chance for him to like blow up after appearing in a Scorsese film.
Yeah, and if you've seen him in Black Mirror or the USS McAllister, which is maybe my
Yeah.
favorite episode of Black Mirror, or he has a role in Game Night too, which he's really funny in. That's a
Mhm.
great little comedy you guys should all check out. Definitely worth it. Um, but I think he could do really well, and I think this could be a career bouncing off point if it's that good of a film. Scorsese
Right.
tends to have that effect. Man, he's a great director. I won't get into the budget because you know how I already feel about that. Um, but I'm excited. I'm excited, and DiCaprio's still involved, like you said. And De Niro, like those are just stars. And I think sometimes the stars are great in supporting roles because they're scene stealers. And I always love a film that has a good scene stealer.
Right.
Um, and I think Jesse Plemons is really, really capable, more than capable. He's a really great actor. So I really think he could thrive in the role, given I don't know that much about the role.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Um, Next up, we have the Mortal Kombat trailer. Nick, you have a photo of it behind you. What were your thoughts on this trailer?
It's really funny how much I love this for a guy who's never played Mortal Kombat. Like, I don't know the lore. I only like passingly know like certain lines and characters just because of their like presence in pop culture. But like, I really enjoyed this trailer. Like, I'm not saying I don't think this will be like some big like award season contender, but I do think from the looks of it, it's gonna be like fun as hell to watch. I don't know. They seem to go full tilt on like the fatalities, the gore, the chaos. I love I love a lot of the character designs. I love a lot of the actors and performers seem to like from what I was able to Google, like they look a lot like their characters. I'm not sure personality wise because I don't know these characters all that well, but I'm really excited for this. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. Just mayhem and bloodshed and chaos and all the crazy stuff. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Um have you seen the trailer
I
before?
have, I have.
Yeah, that moment where he like cuts the guy and then he freezes the blood and then he like stabs him with the blood at the end. I was like, just for that scene, I'm all in for that. That looks ridiculously awesome. So yeah, excited for this when this comes out in April. It's gonna be a chaotic time.
I think this is going to be a cult classic movie. It's one of those movies that's just not going to be good, man. You're going to watch it and be like, oh my God, this is not a good film. But it is really entertaining. And it has some epic moments. It's gross. It's disgusting. It has you like, oh, but also like, oh, that was epic at the same time. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. So will I watch this? Probably not the first weekend, but I'll definitely be watching it when it's on HBO Max. Just to, it's the curiosity's there, but it's not going to be the first or one of the few good video game movies. In my from the trailer I got a sense it's more of like this is about the action more than anything.
Yeah, and I mean they at least I mean it's Mortal Kombat, so I mean if that's the priority, then I'm okay with that. If it's I mean it's a video game movie, so that already has a certain anticipation level for it. But I'm here just for the chaos of it, for all the insanity that could happen with this. They seem to have like not held back at all with the fatalities or whatever. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be there for it. Moving on, we have the Cruella trailer. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to see this, so Nick, I'm going to lean on you a little bit more here. What were your thoughts on this trailer?
Well, first, here's another instance of like I really enjoyed the trailer, even though I've never seen the original source. Like I've never actually sat down and watched 101 Dalmatians. It's just not one of the Disney properties that like were like I don't know that I just what I didn't grow up with. But Emma Stone seems to have had a lot of fun with this role. I think she's really going to be. This could be one like you said, just with Mortal Kombat. It's going to be one of those like oh, as a whole, this thing seemed like shaky as hell, but Emma Stone seems to like, from what I've seen in the trailer, Emma Stone kind of like is not going to be the bad part. She seems to be just like living it up in this crazy like demented role. I think this is another case of like, will it be like big like this like memorable? Maybe not necessarily, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun just to watch Emma Stone like go crazy. And this is like completely different from her in like La La Land or Birdman. So just to see her just kind of like cut loose or whatever, I think it's gonna be really, really fun. Like I watched the trailer and I was like, this might be their best cast, one of the best live action castings, like alongside like Will Smith as the genie. Like I'm one of the people who thought Will Smith as the genie was like really like perfect to live up to Robin Williams. I was like, in this case, Emma Stone looks to be just so good as Cruella Deville. So I'm here for that. Also, the costume design looks to be so weird and off kilter. That's another thing that's going to make this crazy project a lot of fun to watch. I think they're shooting for theatrical release. Whether that changes as it gets closer to it, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's another one going to be just a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I, if you say that it's like the Will Smith as genie, because I love Will Smith as the genie in Aladdin. I'm unapologetically a massive fan of the live action Aladdin film. Shout out to Amanda Musad, which we will also be talking about tomorrow. You may know what it is, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. But moving on, we have the Raid director Gareth Evans cast Tom Hardy in a new film called Havoc. This is supposed to be an action film. Nick, Tom Hardy back doing action. I know we've seen him in Venom, Mad Max Fury Road. This dude is meant to be an action star. What are your thoughts?
I mean, you had me at the Raid director. I haven't seen the Raid. I've only seen like a few clips, but I'm like, if this is the guy and he like who did that and he's coming back here for a new movie, I'm like, I'm all here for it. And to cast Tom Hardy, like, yeah, he's been everywhere. You know, he broke Batman's back. He's bonded with an alien symbiote. He's survived the apocalypse. You know, he's if there's ever an action star to like keep up with Gareth Evans from what I've seen of the Raid, then I think it's gonna be him. Yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's gonna be really cool. Now I have more of a reason to like go out of my way to watch the Raid now in full. And yeah, I'm excited. Tom Hardy's one of my favorite actors, so it's gonna be another really cool project.
Yeah, I think what excites me is even I'm with you. I haven't seen the Raid, but everyone who I've talked to has seen it is like it is the ultimate action movie. Like it is genre defining. It's that good, at least from an action standpoint. So that has me really excited about it. I am down. Tom Hardy is almost an instant watch for me in any film that he's in. Um, so I'm excited and I'm ready for it. Moving on though, Don't Look Up. Oops, just did. Just finished filming. Shout out to being filming in Boston, my hometown. Um, Nick, are you excited? I know it's probably a long road in post production now, but are you excited after hearing about the massive cast? This is finished filming it. Maybe it comes out this year.
Yeah, I mean, it was included in that like Netflix 2021 trailer, so I think they're gonna try and get it out before the end of the year. This gives me a lot of Knives Out vibes, like a crazy huge cast, but it's not in like a super serious like circumstance. It seems more like of a satire, um, like comedic way. So I think this is gonna be really memorable. I feel like this is gonna be the movie that like you're gonna see a lot of people like memeing and putting on like social media, like putting on TikTok or whatever. Like it just has that capacity just for this cast, for this like group of people, for the way, and it's gonna be on Netflix. You put something on Netflix, it's gonna immediately take off, no matter how good or bad it is. Just look at how Riverdale took off when they put the first season there. Like you put anything on Netflix, it'll take off. So this could really be like some big like pop culture thing for like the next few months. Just, I mean, Ariana Grande's in it. You know how many fans are gonna get from the Ariana Grande camp just to watch this, and then you have like DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep. Like, um, it's good to hear this wrapped up. And I think this is gonna be a big. I think this is gonna be a really fun project again to see whenever it comes out. I hope by like December or something they manage to get it out. I think that's enough time.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there are not a ton of VFX shots, you can usually get a post done in like 6 to 8 months. That's like the average time, I think. I don't know. I'm not used to being in post, but um, what I think is this may be the most viewed project that Netflix ever has when it's released. I think you have the combination, like you said, of Ariana Grande fans. You have Timothy Chalamet fans. Like those two fan bases are just massive, and they hoard tons of people over. If you're on social media, those fan bases are crazy, tagging stuff in their feeds, like all that sort of stuff. And then you have some like star actors and actresses. You have DiCaprio, you have Lawrence. I think they announced Chris Evans was in it, which makes sense. He's already in He lives in Massachusetts. He's a Boston guy. You can't not put him in the movie about Boston. Um, but it's a star-studded cast. Adam McKay, who's a great director. Big Short, right? That's him.
Big Short, Succession on HBO. He's a producer
Right,
there, so
right. And I think he
yeah,
also did the Dick Cheney movie.
I think so. Yeah, with Christian Bale. Is that
Yeah,
the? I think so. Yeah.
yeah.
I, if it's anything like The Big Short, then we'll be okay. Because I really like The
Yeah,
Big Short. That's like a really brilliant movie for what
yeah.
they're
And I think
for the topic they're trying to hit.
and I think it's going to be a more comedic lens. At least the way it was described to me, and the log line came. I thought like this is going to be a comedy that has some like more serious tones, but it's really just straight up comedy, which I'm there for. But with that, that wraps up this episode of Movie News. Let us know what you thought down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.